Hi, everyone. Hello. Thank you. Thank you. I want to start off by saying thank you to everyone for allowing me and my partner to speak here today about killing and why killing is bad, okay? And I think the best way that I can get my point across is to kill my spokesperson, all right?
I'm sorry, what?
Did that do it? Is that good? Are we clear? Okay, thank you. Thank you. I'm definitely not gonna go to jail for this. Have a good night. Hey, what's up, my sweet little bean boozles? So what I just did was an artistic reenactment of kind of what I feel like Cuties is essentially doing. So I know I'm obviously not the first to cover the subject. It's been a minute, but I kind of have a good reason. I was waiting for the director to release some sort of response about the movie, but since nothing's coming up, I'm just gonna go ahead and make this anyways. Something that I don't hear people talking about too much is actually the director's inspiration for the movie and her interview as to what she did to get information for the movie. So I'm going to go into a little bit of detail about that during this. So for if some reason you don't know what's going on with Netflix and the movie Cuties, Cuties is a French film called Mignons. Mignon. I never took French. I'm not going to say that I know French, and I'm sorry, but that's the way it is. So if I absolutely butcher something, please don't butcher me. That's all I'm at. Simple. Clear case. Let's go into the video. So it's a French movie about an 11-year-old girl who is trying to discover her femininity. So it's essentially a coming-of-age movie. And the way she finds her femininity is through twerking, but she's also 11 years old. So that just doesn't make sense. Clearly they wouldn't make a movie about an 11-year-old girl joining a twerk team, right? Oh, that's exactly what it's... Oh, the whole group is young kids. Okay. No, that should do well. No one's gonna second guess it, because we're big old famous movie people. We do the pictures on the silver screen and everyone loves it. So the original reason this movie started getting a bunch of backlash is there's a poster released for it in America that Netflix greenlit, and nobody knows why it happened. And it's one of those things that you just kind of want to like this, because you're like, how? But you just want to shake someone until you get answers. But the issue is no one's getting answers. It's a provocative photo of what are supposed to be 11-year-old girls on a twerk team. But the original French release poster looked like this. There was no issue with the original poster. Why was it changed? The other thing people got upset about was the original tagline for the movie, which read, Amy, 11, becomes fascinated with a twerking dance crew. Hoping to join them, she starts to explore her femininity, defying her family's traditions. Luckily, enough people got upset about this to where Netflix actually changed the poster and the tagline for the movie. Netflix's tweet said, "We're deeply sorry for the inappropriate artwork that we used for Mignon Cuties. It was not okay, nor was it representative of this French film, which won an award at Sundance. We've now updated the pictures and description." I'm not too sure why they added that Sundance part in there. They're kind of like, just so everybody knows, it did win a Sundance award. So you may be mad, but you're wrong for being mad because it has a Sundance award. So I guess it'll be good to talk about the reason why the movie was made in the first place, which essentially was saying to bring awareness to the fact that kids are over-sexualized in today's social media, which I will agree with, but the problem here is the ability to not tell the difference between intention and execution. So I actually want to go ahead and read a quote from an interview. I have no idea how to pronounce the first name, so I think the last name is pronounced Decor. So we're gonna go with that. When Decor talks about her idea for the film, she talks about this neighborhood gathering that she went to where there were kids dancing on a stage. And this is a quote from that interview. "I was rather shocked and I wondered if they were aware of the image of sexual availability that they were projecting. In the audience, there were also more traditional mothers, some of them wearing veils. It was a real culture shock. I was stunned and I thought back to my own childhood because I've often asked myself questions about my own femininity, about evolving between two cultures, about my Senegalese culture, which comes from my parents, and my Western culture." And again, I'm going to butcher so many French words and non-French words, So essentially, she's trying to say that the idea for the movie sparked from her having the idea of a girl trying to find her femininity or find herself. So after she had the idea for the movie, she started interviewing young girls and asking them questions about their everyday life, about social media, about how they use it. And here's a quote from one of her interviews about that situation. "During my research, I saw that all these young girls I'd met were very exposed on social media. And with new social codes, the ways of presenting yourself change. I saw that some very young girls were followed by 400,000 people on social media, and I tried to understand why. There were no particular reasons, besides the fact that they had posted sexy or at least revealing pictures. That is what had brought them this fame. Today, the sexier and the more objectified a woman is, the more value she has in the eyes of social media. And when you're 11, you don't really understand all these mechanisms, but you tend to mimic, to do the same thing as others in order to get a similar result. I think it is urgent that we talk about it, that a debate be had on the subject." So clearly by her saying that it's urgent and that she wants to create a debate on the subject, she's saying she wants to bring awareness to the fact that these kids are over-sexualized or hypersexualized on social media. The trailer for Cuties on YouTube even has 18,000 likes and 500,000 plus dislikes. I guess any publicity is good publicity, but there's got to be a point where you're like, we're not doing something right here, bud. People actually dislike the idea of this coming out so much. Oh, and yeah, if you didn't know, it's not even out yet. That there is actually a change.org petition to get it taken off of Netflix. That petition, by the way, is already at 210,000 signatures. I had to do some research to make this video. I watched the trailer to the video. I'm not sure how many watch lists that got me onto in the matter of a minute and a half, but I'm expecting a knock at my door. The rating for this movie is TVMA, which is mature, which means it's not suitable for audiences below 17 years old. To try to put it into perspective for myself, I instantly thought of, okay, Stranger Things. That literally has like people's heads getting crushed, people dying from the inside out, blood, gore, drug use, sex, monsters, and children. But do you know what Stranger Things rating is? TV-14. So what in this movie gives it a TVMA? Is it potentially just the fact that it's a serious movie as opposed to a fictional movie? Which I feel very well could be the deciding factor. So the TVMA rating says, programs with this rating commonly include dark humor, frequent use of profanity, intense violence, may include blood and gore, and strong sexual themes. I feel like this begs for the question of, who is this movie for? You could argue that it's for kids to say, I know you're having a rough time with your femininity and finding yourself. Here's a movie about it. But that can't be it because kids aren't allowed to see it. By the rating, it's not made for kids. Then is it for adults? If it's for adults, that's weird and it's unrelatable. If you're an adult, theoretically, you've already found yourself. You've already made it through the 11-year-old portion of your life. But I feel like if it's meant for adults, it might just kind of come off as unrelatable. And if it's a movie that's just supposed to bring awareness to the problem of hypersexualization of children in modern social media, then why does it sexualize children? It doesn't make sense because it's doing the exact same thing that it's pleading to not do. And I think at this point, the internet has pretty much agreed that it's wrong. There's some very interesting Rotten Tomato reviews on this movie. In the comments, I'm going to link to one of the reviews that I read that was a little interesting. It has spoilers for the movie. It talks about one of the kids blowing up a condom as if it's a balloon, but then they realize it's a condom. There's kind of a problem with that. There's supposedly a part in the film where the main character with a stolen phone is watching videos of strippers so she can try and replicate those movements. Again, she's supposed to be 11 years old and she's watching videos of strippers. All I know is I'm not going to be watching this movie when it comes out. If you're trying to make a point to make awareness for a subject like this, I feel like there's got to be better ways to do it. But what I'm most interested in is your opinions. How do you guys feel about the whole situation? Netflix's apology, the movie itself. Do you think it should get removed off Netflix? I'm interested to hear your opinions. Leave them down in the comments below. If you want to see more content, go ahead and subscribe. And if you liked the video, go ahead and give it a like. Every little bit helps. I really appreciate you all who have been commenting and leaving very nice things on the videos recently. You're the reason I live. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a wonderful night and see you in the next one. Bye-bye.